Hello and welcome to Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel, our Ryuutama show here on Twitch on Sundays. And not like alternating Sundays, every Sunday. That's right, we're back. Oh shit, I just realized I haven't updated the overlay. So it still says Saturdays, but whatever. We'll fix that for episode 12. Yeah, so Travel is going to be on Sundays now. Every single week. It's going to be a little shorter. You may notice that we are starting an hour later than we used to. And that will be continuing. We'll be starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, going till our usual stop time of 9 p.m. Pacific. But you will get us twice a week, so you will get much more on average. And hopefully it's going to give us more time to dive into the parts of the show that we enjoy without having to blow past them for the sake of pacing. But yeah, so that's happening. I hope you're excited. Thank you everyone for the huge pile of hosts at the beginning of the show. But let's move our eyes from chat to each other's faces and say hello and check and see how we're doing. Starting with Jess. How have you been?
Right. As I try to casually clear my throat and fail. I'm good. It's been a week of things, and I don't remember what happened. Nothing of note. I've been in stuff. This is going to be a very good thing.
Well,
Next.
I'm glad to give you this. I will say that I saw you doing some work earlier this week that looked very, very good, and I'm excited for you had some arting that you were doing.
Oh,
that came out quite well.
Yeah.
And I'm very stoked for people to see that. I think Promise Tree on Sunday next week.
Yeah, we've pushed it back a week. We had some folks were not feeling well today.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked for that. Summer, how about you? How you been?
Been fresh. been great. I'm trying to think. This week was really good. What the fuck? Okay, sorry. Time is so hard.
Yeah.
I genuinely cannot remember. Okay, this Monday was Tales from Thersha. I was like, I couldn't remember if it was our Invisible Sun finale or not. But that was last week.
That was as I literally go
So
to the calendar.
That's
was
I literally can't remember.
That was not last week. I think that was
It wasn't Monday. It was the week before.
No, it was the week before. It was the 21st.
Okay, I really have no concept of time right now. So we had some D&D, which was really good. I got to I love pulling shit from people's backstories, which is, it's so much fun to do. And I finally got to do just a tiny, tiny little bit of it. And poor Lauren is gonna suffering for it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we had our first session of first actual session of Urban Shadows with my new group, which was really, really fun. I'm just oh my gosh, all of those. Jolie fucking killed me with with this incredible starting scene. Because I was asking them what they're doing, and Urban Shadows is about making your characters' lives dangerous, right? You're putting yourself in danger intentionally. And Jolie did that so perfectly. Literally, absolutely, just so happy with how that first session went. What else happened this week? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Friday, yep. I want to say yesterday because I keep thinking today has to be Saturday. But Friday we had our second episode of Adventures in the Wild Blue, our Lady Blackbird campaign, so that's going really well. My heart is hurting from that game, but it's really good. And then yesterday was just kind of chill. Just, I don't know, good, chill, fun week.
I feel like that is sort of a common result of Lady Blackbird. And maybe it's just the groups that I have been adjacent to and I've seen play that game, but I've definitely seen a lot of oof, my feelings every time I've seen something.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I got very very, very close to getting married. This close.
Mm-hmm.
Left at the altar close to getting married.
Oh, no.
But no worries. I wasn't left there on purpose. My fiance was kidnapped.
Oh, so that's
and
fine.
Is being kept
then.
Yes, by my friends. Isn't that fun when people you thought were your friends ruin your wedding? Oh,
Great.
And your
Wonderful.
heart hurts. Yeah, so that's really fun. Just getting ready for this next week. Ready to play this game every week. So excited. We took our last break last week.
Yeah.
Our last week off.
And now it's just pedal to the metal all the way.
Yep.
Forever.
Full speed ahead.
Well, awesome. Jolie, how about you? How have you been?
I'm good. This week was pretty nice, and playing Urban Shadows was like a big highlight of my early week this week. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, I've been good. Not much else going on. Just kind of still recovering and taking care of myself, and yeah,
Legit.
that's about it.
Yeah, I know for me, end of January, beginning of February has been busy and stressful. And I have talked to some of these people, and I know that's true for some of the rest of us. So like, hella good on you for having a nice, relaxing week.
And I've also discovered that I kind of like not putting anything in my hair and just
dude, your hair
letting
looks
it
fantastic today.
be the afro that it just wants to be on its own. So I'm just gonna. It's like, I don't know why. Like, I always feel the need to like control it and stuff, and it's like, nah, I'm just gonna let it.
No, you came into the Zoom call today, and I was like, oh, what did you do with his hair?
Like legit, I was stunned. It's great.
Oh, thanes.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if you agree with this, Lindy, but I find that like curly hair sometimes gets like a lot of criticism when it's not.
It gets criticism either way. Like, there's no way to not like get.
So I've always just been someone who's either cut it really short or like tried when it's longer. I'm always putting a bunch of stuff in it because I'm like, don't look at how like crazy it is. And I'm just kind of like, no, I just want to.
Like, everybody's got different opinions on curly hair. People are like, oh, I love it when it's like this, and then some people are like, I love it when it's so frizzy frizz ball, and I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Just
I don't know. People like anymore.
do what you want with your
works
hair.
for you.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
So Dylan personally likes hair that the person that's wearing it likes. That's my opinion. Like, I like when people feel good about their hair. I get super excited about that.
What do you do when someone asks you, what do you think of my hair, without giving you any indication of how they feel?
Usually I'll say that I like it, because usually I do.
My dad says the same thing every time I do anything to my hair. He says it's the best it's ever looked. I'm like, that's right, Dad. So sweet.
That's so sweet. Aw.
That's nice.
That's fantastic. Well, sweet. Lindy, hello, welcome. You're here. You made it.
I am. I'm
Have you
super
been?
happy. Yay!
So glad that you're here.
Well, January kicked my butt, so I'm happy it's February now, and hoping there's less Lindy butt kicking going on this month, because I could really use less of that. So excited to be here, excited to play tonight. Literally spent like a good deal of time while I was eating stuff today, like thinking, I'm like, I need to get a haircut this month. Do I want to like just trim it? Do I want to like cut it real short again because it was cute short, kind of? I don't know. So I'm just gonna look through a bunch of old pictures probably this week and be like, do I like it longer? Do I like it shorter? Because I don't know what I want to do with my hair right now. So, but something needs to be done with it because I don't like this in between length. So,
Fair.
but yeah, that's basically been like me this week, like getting my butt kicked. So, but it's February now, so
yeah, I'm familiar with the butt kicking sensation. So for those of you who don't know, I streamed every day in January. It was a lot. I'm glad that I did it. We played a bunch of awesome games, and I had a ton of fun times. I really like getting to hang out with people on the regular. But yeah, it's a lot to stream every day and do other things. Like, part of why I like doing the Streamuary thing every year is it lets me assess where I'm at with my streaming. Or I'm like, how much streaming can I reasonably do? And like, when I first started streaming, like, more than 2 streams a week was a lot, and it was difficult for me. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, no, actually, I can do that. It's fine. But yeah, doing that on top of like freelance work and everything else is quite a bit. And so yeah, January kicked my ass. I took a day off on Friday, and then I got to play some Monster Prom for the first time last night, which, hoo boy, that game is a riot.
Did you make it to the prom or did you
love
get
that
dissed
game.
hard?
Yes, both of them.
Yeah.
The first time I got fucking destroyed, and it hurt so
yeah,
bad.
that
It was
definitely.
one question. I answered one question wrong, and it sank me. I was
It'll
so
happen.
pissed. I was
did
so
you go
upset.
for?
I was going
Miranda.
for Miranda the first time.
My favorite.
And,
Miranda.
and I answered a question that I thought was, what was it? I thought it was charm, but it was actually creativity, and I didn't have. I was at like 9 creativity and needed 10, and so I bombed it, and then she rejected me, and it hurt. And
Yeah.
Lauren was going after, I think it was Damien on that run,
Oh, wow.
and
My
Damien,
other fave. Love Damien.
Damien was
Yes.
like,
my actual
"Go
fave.
with you to the prom? What are you, dumb?" And Lauren was like, "Oh no!" And then he said, "That's a great idea." And I was just like, "Fuck you! I'm stuck standing over here by the wall."
Uh-huh.
And so we did a shorter run, second time around, where she went for Scott, and I went for Polly, who, Jesus, she is a riot
She
in
is
every
very
sense.
fun.
She is, whew. But we both
Party girl.
managed to successfully woo our dates in that run. So,
Nice.
but Monster Prom
Yeah.
is great. I definitely want to play it some more.
I love
It's super
Monster
fun.
Prom. I have played so much Monster Prom.
And I hear there's
The
a-
expansion is coming out.
Yeah.
DLC in like 2
Yep.
weeks.
and it's like
Yep.
it's coming with new datables. Yes.
2 more datables.
So
And a bunch of new scenarios and 10 new secret endings. I haven't looked at this extensively or anything.
I'm definitely streaming that on Friday.
If you want
that it
people to
comes
play
out.
with you, just
All right.
I
three more.
love Monster Prom. But dibs on doing Miranda's voice because she's my
Yeah.
fave.
It's gonna be me and Voice Snacks are doing
Perfect.
that again. So he's 100% my favorite Damien voice person
Nice.
because it was
Awesome.
so good.
Fantastic.
It's a delightful game.
It really
It's
is.
kind of the
not-
worst, but it's also the best.
It's not for kids. So I
No.
will say that. Like this show that we're on right now isn't necessarily for kids. We swear and, say some mildly inappropriate things every once in a while, but like we're not that bad. So let me tell you, if this is your limit, stay away from Monster Prom. Because
Yeah.
fucking minute 1 will include like very explicit sex stuff and very explicit drug stuff. Like,
Yes.
They get dirty fast.
so
Oh, very fast.
be warned. But if that doesn't put you off, definitely go check it out. I don't think it's very expensive. It's on Steam. It's great.
No.
But to rein it back from that high school disaster and to point ourselves toward our present high school disaster,
I mean, 2 of them are like college age, really.
Mills,
I'm 19. I'm an adult.
yeah, you're 19.
I'm also an
They're
adult.
college
But you're-
age, but I don't know if they're like college.
Yeah, you are. We've seen you hunt, Kiro.
You're outside of the
haven't
realm
seen me
of
hunt
high
in the
school, though. Lamb's like
Not a
senior
bachelor
year of high
time.
school.
Yeah. Lamb's like
Yeah.
senior year. Mule is a junior.
This is her spring break, basically.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
So, are we ready to hop back in and I can
Let's do
get
the
us
thing.
a recap?
Let's do it.
So previously on Ryuutama Seyo Travel, our heroes journeyed out into the desert. And actually, I'm going to interrupt my recap to address chat and say that Ryuutama High School AU kind of exists. Yeah.
It does
Jess,
kind of.
Jess did art.
I
Jess did some
literally have
doodles.
the art.
It's so choice.
So
Yeah.
we might do a one-shot of that at some point. We'll see.
Oh my god.
May I post the link in chat?
Yes,
to
please
that
do.
Nonsense
Oh my
garbage
God.
art.
I miss it. I can't wait to see it again.
I don't know if I've seen this. Did I miss
Was
this?
Hecla a teacher? Did
Oh,
we make
yeah,
Hecla
because
one
that
of
was
the
She was
teachers?
like,
No, she's
that
the
was
shop
for the
owner.
OVA.
Yeah, she's at the convenience store or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Home
And then
Beach.
Giddy
like-
and Nono are fucking friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was Hecla was in like a sweatsuit basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she worked at
I think she was the
company.
landlady.
Oh yeah, landlady. So cute.
Okay. All right.
So
Sorry.
anyway,
Running a show,
was
probably,
important.
maybe. We'll see.
we'll do that.
So, previously, our heroes journeyed out into the desert and had some mixed reactions. Mule perhaps took it the most seriously and was the most prepared, having read about the desert and actually taken the time to stock the party up and get them ready. But the two summer children were convinced that they knew how to handle heat, and so did not fare as well in the desert. Kiro not drinking enough water, Danjin getting constantly distracted by things like dust devils, as is his way, and both of them getting horrible sunburns, as I believe it was Lamb had to explain sunscreen to them.
Who uses
Along-
that?
Yeah.
Base coat.
Base coat. Yeah.
Along the way, they witnessed beautiful vistas as the desert gave them the clearest night sky any of them had ever witnessed. They found an enormous paw print left in sandstone that they managed to sort of surmise belonged to the large mountainous wolf that they saw in the distance some episodes prior. And they fell victim to a sandstorm. Unable to outpace the tumultuous torrential sand, they were separated from each other briefly before finding themselves in a mysterious ruin, which Mule successfully identified as belonging to an ancient civilization known as the Fifth Kingdom. Back before there was a Medallion of Seasons, when all of the seasons resided respectively in their own lands, there was a fifth kingdom that rose up and attempted to conquer the other kingdoms, starting with the Summer Kingdom. But in the 11th hour, as the city of, or what we know now as the City of Sun, was about to fall, the Summer Dragon was awoken, and it purged the Fifth Kingdom and its armies and its holdings within the Summerlands, creating the desert that the party is now walking through. As they moved through this crumbling ruin, they discovered these sort of lost bits of journal from a woman who had been staying there, recounting her story as she was left there by her paramour, as she attempted to have a baby and do that fun stuff. Great. When everything lit on fire and she was left there alone with her baby, and as we sort of ended the session, her final entry was written on the wall, and it told of how she gave her life, the last of its energy, to preserve her baby, who was not present in the room. So, as we return today, we open on episode 11, A Distant Storm, Denizens of the Desert. You stand in a room of pristine masonry, the floor adorned in intricate patterns of chalk that surround an empty crib. The fading storm outside allows the red light of dusk to creep in through a window, illuminating words shakily written on the wall. It is all I have left to give, but I give it freely. What do you do?
Who was the one who looked inside the crib?
I don't remember. Kiro?
I know Kira was going to.
I think it was Kiro.
Yeah, Kira wants to look inside.
Yeah.
So
that tracks.
yeah, looking inside, there's some blankets that are remarkably still soft, and there is a medallion that you recognize of a human face with a pair of horns.
Got a spooky medallion, guys.
Wait, what?
That looks familiar.
There's no baby here, but there's a spooky medallion, and like, these blankets are real nice. Though we might just take them with us in case we do find like a rogue baby running around here. We can like swaddle it.
Well, what if they're cursed though? They probably are cursed.
Well, I don't know if the blankets are cursed. If like maybe the baby got cursed and got turned into blankets, and so we should take them anyway. Because like I don't see a baby in here. There's just an amulet.
Well, wasn't this like 1 billion years ago? There's not going to be a baby left in there.
I don't know. Everything else in this place is pretty much ruined, but these blankets still soft.
Yeah. Well, in this room specifically is
Yeah, it was like warded.
yeah, it's untouched by time, and there's the writing on the wall tells of like a time preservation-y, magic-y bullshit thing.
So like,
It's in your
remember the
journal.
last person who went missing and there was an amulet here? It was that prince, and I hunted him down. What if someone's a baby napper and they stole this baby? An unswaddled baby, because there's still blankets here. And there's like a sunburned baby out there somewhere in the desert. It's harder for babies to get the base coat.
Well, you could have a swaddling blanket and then also just like a security blanket.
That's true. I'm gonna examine this blanket, see if I think it's more for swaddling or security.
Roll
Roll baby knowledge?
spirit.
Sure. Alright.
What's the mom stat?
I think it's spirit.
Alright. Spirit.
Let's see how strong Kira's maternal instincts are.
Pretty good.
All
Not
right.
terrible.
Knowledge.
An 8. So if we go take a look real quick at what an 8 comes out to, that's slightly above pretty good. So Kiro's definitely not a mom, but she doesn't hate kids apparently.
No.
Yeah. So
I know
give
how to
it-
swaddle real good, so
Okay.
I've obviously have kid experience.
I'll give it to you. This is not a swaddling blanket. No, this is more of a keep them
Right.
warm.
This is like a warmth or security blanket. It's not for swaddling. So there's a sunburned baby out there, someone without their security blanket.
Why did they have to be sunburned?
Babies don't have tans until they get like the base coat. Like everyone knows babies don't come out with a suntan.
Yeah, but they probably, if somebody kidnapped the baby, then they probably have them in like a cover.
Well, only if they know about babies.
Or a
What if they're like
hat.
an unknowledgeable baby napper?
They
Well,
still,
Mitchell,
This
they
conversation
still know how
is going on. Mule
They-
was actually looking around at things.
they know how skin
Yeah.
I'm
works
letting them
though.
talk.
You know, I'm
All
Danger's
skin works the
wandering.
same.
Danjin wanders over to the crib.
yeah, but
Alright.
baby skin's more like supple. They're real fragile.
They probably
Can't
get
just
the
toss them
idea.
around.
Mule, what are you looking for?
He's taken a look at the amulet.
Yeah, that's
A,
So
long
we
enough
see-
to confirm it looks pretty damn familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And B, gonna glance to Danjin wherever he's roaming around the room.
That's
or
what
if
I was.
he's over there by the...
I was just
by the
about to
crib.
look for the amulet too. So, yeah.
Why don't you take a look at this?
And Danjin like looks around. He's like, "You talk to me? You're talking to me?
No, I'm talking to the idiot behind you. Yes, I'm talking to you.
Well, I mean, you don't usually talk to me. So
If you don't do it, I will do it.
okay, I'll take a look at it. Give me a sec. I'm very taken aback, Noel. So Danja comes over and takes the amulet, and I'm going to ask the spirits if they can give me some stronger clues than they have in the past about this amulet.
Okay.
All right. Hey, spirits, are you out there? 'Cause I need some information, please.
A 9. That's real good right there. That's as good as a pro.
Okay.
But this medallion is not enchanted. And near as you can tell, it never has been.
I like the idea that like a little like wispy spirit comes up and it's just like looks at me and then disappears. Like,
Yeah.
Well, they gave me nothing, so I'm thinking this thing is kind of. When he like knocks on it, as if that's gonna do anything.
Just
I
a
don't
piece
know.
of jewelry then.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Lamb's coming over to look at it now.
I'm rolling up the baby blanket in case we find a sunburned baby in the desert. I can cover it.
I think actually the medallion probably has a pin on it, on the back.
Mm.
Oh, so it's more like a brooch than a necklace
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
Cool.
Should we wear it?
I don't think so, but it might not hurt to pack it up. So we have
Here, we can
something to
pin the
compare.
blanket closed with it. Like I get the blanket
But
rolling.
but maybe if one of us wore it, then if we ran into somebody that it meant something to, they would think that we were on their side. And they'd be like, "Oh, you've got that special pin too. Look at my special pin."
I see your logic.
Lamb, I think maybe you should wear it then.
Well, I can wear it right next to my other medal about being the
Yeah.
fastest rider in the land. So
Mhm.
I can it would make sense that I would have two.
Start getting a collection.
Because if I'm good at one thing, I'm
Mhm.
probably good at being part of the secret club.
like a
I
scout.
was going to look around the room to see if there's anything that resembles this medallion in terms of like, is this a style or a piece of art that is common as a theme around here, or
Go ahead and roll me int spirit.
okay. My two favorite things. I don't know what to call this roll.
Art history.
Art history.
Because it's what you're doing.
Okay.
Nice.
A 12. Okay. That is good enough.
My
you do
sweet
not
brainiac.
You do not see this motif elsewhere, but it does share what you would consider like stylistic similarities. Like it's using sort of the same cultural
Fifth
shape
Kingdom
language.
Fifth Kingdom art influences.
Yeah.
Huh. Doesn't seem like a common motif, but the style's the same. That's weird. Anyway,
So yes or no to wearing it?
do whatever you want.
Yeah, go for
Just
it.
don't lose it.
Well, I just want a group opinion. Fine, I'll wear it.
I mean, I completely saw your logic and agree. So,
She'll pin it on.
Okay.
it makes sense to me.
Does it look good? Do you think this is the right side? Or should I put it over the heart? Do you think it makes a difference? It probably does to the people who are wearing it.
Probably.
Maybe I'll just settle for like a middle and
Yeah, like kind of like middling. Oh, do you have like a put it on like a cape? You can like have it be like a clasp.
It's kind
That
of too
way.
hot for a cape. I mean, I have one, but it's like
Once we're
wool.
out of the I don't think we'll run into anyone else in the desert. But if like after the desert, you put it on your cloak clasp. That way, it doesn't matter what side it's on.
I've got an idea. I'll put it on my hat. Like her sun hat.
Perfect.
She clips it right in the middle. of
Yep,
the
I
sun
like
hat. And it's an accent piece.
I like it.
Thank you.
Real glinty. We don't lose you in the desert because it'll like reflect.
if I ever get too far away, I can just
You
shake
just
my head
shine
back
it.
and forth,
Yeah.
and it'll.
Reflect the light of the sun like a mirror, like a signal mirror.
Yeah. I could probably cover it and do like a Morse code type thing.
Like signals, yeah. I actually think I have a small mirror as well, so that works. We can signal
I just
each
have to
other.
learn Morse code, but I'm sure that Mule knows some of it.
What?
Do you know Morse code?
Of course.
Okay, well, you can teach it to me. That way I can do the signals. And we could do that with, like, other stuff, too. I could do with campfires and smoke if we ever got separated.
Mhm.
Or I could yell really loud.
You don't. Morse code's not really a spoken language.
It could be.
Not really.
Well, okay, so, like, say that my words aren't making it through, but I could whistle
Oh.
through the
Yeah.
wind.
Sure. Something
desert.
like
And
that.
we've also got our signal. I think that'd be too far away to see, though. Just do one really long. I don't know.
Okay. The signal doesn't really apply here anymore. We need to figure out what it means now. Because you don't have the plant anymore.
It kind of died once we got into the desert. I still have the pot, though.
Oh my god, wait, did you keep it?
Yes!
Signal?
Yeah, we have a signal for trouble. For trouble.
For
Okay.
girl trouble.
That's all
It's
I
a
prefer
girl
to say
thing.
about that.
Girl trouble.
Mule is so confused right now.
Yeah, I feel like
He
this
feels
is a
like at
point...
some point he just completely lost the subject of this conversation.
Danger's just as confused too.
Does not know how to find
I don't think
it.
Lamb knows what she's trying to talk about anymore either. Anyway, we should probably get out of here because I hate this place.
Well, we gotta wait for that storm to go away, and then we can
The
leave.
storm. The
Is
storm
it still
has
going?
passed.
Oh,
The storm has
it's
passed.
over.
That's how...
Well, I've got the baby blanket. We got
It
some
is
We
gems.
got the
nighttime.
blanket. We got the jewel,
Yeah.
the medallion.
Yep.
We killed whatever those things were.
Mm-hmm. I've got a pocket full of people dust. That's right. Yeah, I had that.
So I think it's time to get going. Get
Yeah,
the
let's
heck out
go.
of here.
Mule starts walking out.
You said it's starting to get late out, right?
It is. It
Dylan?
is nighttime. Yeah.
Hey Mule,
Yes.
it looks like it's getting dark out there, but I know we've lost a lot of time because of the storm. So, what do you think we should do? Should we press forward or?
Traveling at night's going to be cold instead of hot.
You seem to know what's best, so I thought I would ask.
Let's go check on the animals and we can decide then.
Okay.
I have a question about how cold it gets.
Which is?
Does it get cold enough to freeze water?
Not quite.
Okay.
Why?
I was thinking that we could probably like put some water in like some cups and we could let it freeze, and then in the morning we could tap it out, and then we could like tape it or like strap it to our head or put it under our hat so we could stay cool tomorrow.
I mean, Mule has winter magic, doesn't
I can
he?
just make ice.
I forgot that you could do that.
He does actually laugh.
You know, I realize now that you can do that, but I'm still glad I asked the question. Because now we don't have to worry about our water freezing.
No, we don't.
Remember when I was in that big block of ice a couple days ago?
I really forgot all about it.
I almost forgot till you reminded me, so. I've recorded it all down in this notebook, though, for science.
I'm really glad that you're getting that notebook going, because I feel like those notes are also going to play into our getting to the moon notes.
Oh, definitely. I have lots of notes on that as well. Gonna need, like, at least 2 to 4 magic casters who can all fly. and a lot of
Per
Strap.
person.
yeah.
Yeah. Per person that wants to go to the moon.
Mm-hmm. A lot of strips and parachutes.
So should we sleep here in this haunted death building, or should we keep
Not
going?
up here. If we were going to stay in here, we should at least just go back to the main hall.
Yeah,
I
Or
want to
like-
I want to sleep with the animals.
check on
Let's check on the
Sebastian.
animals.
Yeah.
Okay. The animals appear to be fine. A little, like the geep are a little mussed. Like what parts of their wool is growing back in has like sand all up in it now. But the lizards are absolutely fine. They're like, yeah.
I'll brush them out. I've got some kind of geep brush.
Definitely. Yeah. I think that is obvious.
It's also the
She
brush that I
probably-
use
I was
for
gonna
my
say,
hair.
She uses it for her own hair, I'm sure.
yeah.
It was. I bought it for them, but I am like, you know what? I didn't bring a brush for myself, so this is.
Convenient.
Oh, lamb.
Oof. So yeah, the animals are fine. If I think the geep are probably a little shaken by the storm because like they've been in blizzards before, but blizzards are just kind of cold. And then if you're a geep, you sit down and you wait, and then you're done. And with sandstorms, it's stingier. So I think they're just not used to that type of weather, and so they're a little spooked by it. But Sebastian and Caesar was the other one. Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah, big boy
so-
Caesar.
Big boy Caesar. Sebastian and Caesar are fine. What would you like to do?
Is it pretty clear now? Like,
Yeah. The last of the storm has passed you by. You can see it continuing off back the way that you came. Although there are still winds, especially now as it's getting night.
Mm-hmm. Is it just getting to night, or is it like middle of the night already?
It's getting to dusk hit as the
Okay.
storm passed you.
Okay. In which case, I don't think we've slept yet today.
No, you woke up, ran away from a storm, got lost, arrived in the ruins, explored the ruins, and then we started the episode.
Yes. So I would assume we're probably going to want to camp just because sleep is a thing we need.
Yeah, I would like to sleep
Okay.
because I still have my fumble from my condition the day before.
Oh yeah, and also I think your health is at like half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I think Meow will assess things and just be like, we could keep going, but this is a pretty good place to camp, to be honest. And we haven't rested, really.
We'll just wake up early.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had a pretty easy day just sitting in here, so.
Yeah. And it's really not that haunted after all.
I mean, I think we killed most of the ghosts, so I think we're fine now.
If any ghosts come back, I can take them.
Yeah.
Should we set up a camp then?
Yep.
Who
Yeah.
would like to make the camping check? Who would like to assist?
I feel like this could either be Mule or myself.
And Kira, would you like to hunt?
Yes. Actually, let's do
Okay.
it. Maybe other animals took shelter in this place, like areas we weren't in, and I can
You're
search
gonna
for
go
them.
animal hunting in the ruins?
Yes, I'm gonna ruins animal hunting.
Oh, in the ruins, you're not going to go out into the. Okay.
I feel like maybe some of the animals in the desert may have taken shelter here from the storm
Oh.
as well.
Listen, if you see like any scarab beetles, maybe don't touch them.
What?
There's some
No.
scarabs on the wall. They look pretty. If you just pry one off, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Go ahead and roll a hunting check.
Hunting. Sure.
And Jolie, I don't know. Do you want to do the roll? Because I think as a minstrel, you get a +1
I
to
got a
camp
plus
checks, don't
one.
you?
Yeah, and my dex is 10 and my int is 8.
That should be fine. I
Yeah.
will assist.
Okay.
Okay. So
What's the difficulty?
Concentrate.
Is it the terrain for this too?
yes.
Ooh, I know it's tricky, isn't it?
Holy shit.
Whoa!
That's a camping check.
God.
That is
Yeah.
also that's a yep.
Oh god!
It's not a football.
A single tear. You find some bones.
Kira, what
Some
did Uncle
old-
Finn teach you?
Old dried out bones.
Post dinner.
And yeah.
Bones.
Danjin, go ahead and take a +1.
I'm gonna use a fumble point as well on this.
Okay.
Are we gonna have another like 5-star resort in the desert here?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, +1. Yeah, 11.
11. You are
Shit.
just short.
1.
Shit!
No.
Should have just taken mine.
I know.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. So, on a missed camp check, you recover only 2 HP and MP.
Oh, jeez.
Bleh.
Yeah. Mi dispiace.
Who knew that a good night's sleep could hurt you that bad?
I'm gonna
Me.
use my.
Real
Yes.
life.
Anyone who's been to college.
Fair.
I guess Kiro comes back with bones,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And I look at her and I'm like, well, I guess we're getting the rations out then. And he's like, I guess I can make these taste good at least. And he like does his little taste good taste.
Do we have enough for that though?
Oh shoot! Guys,
Yeah, let's not taste good taste.
this is such a useless.
We'll
spell.
drop y'all on the ration sheet so you can
One,
do your food and your water.
4.
Oh boy, let's have that trail mix in that jerky. Nom nom.
Delicious.
I can make us a nice bone broth. I hear if you just boil water.
There isn't really anything to broth with these bones.
His bones are not
Honestly.
fresh enough for that, I'm sure.
No.
Hero doesn't know that. Hero's not a cooker.
You make some dusty water.
Oh god. Could we not though? Can we rehydrate the jerky maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Your sleep that night is fitful and shallow, plagued by visions of an uncertain past and an even more uncertain future, but for one common thread. And then you are shaken awake by Kiro, unless you're Kiro, in which case you were already awake on watch. A warning of something strange outside. You hear it echoing across the moonlit desert. The sound of hundreds of voices. And I would like everybody to roll a condition check.
Hey guys, wake up. I hear a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we know you hear a lot of stuff all the time. We all do.
Using another fumble point because this sounds serious.
Oh my god, why am I spacing out where my condition check is? There it is. I'm super good at rolling.
Man.
Brutal.
Alright, let's see. Wow. Lamb not getting a 10 plus.
I know.
For the first
For
time.
2 days in a row.
Yep.
Alright, and then a 6 for Danjin, a 6 for Kiro, and a 9 for Mule. I think does Mule have the highest condition today?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Shockingly.
Okay, so Mule, when you're being woken up early, you didn't get necessarily a full night's sleep, but you are the best rested out of everybody. What about your sleep or about yesterday has you ready to go?
He found a ruin from the Fifth Kingdom. It was probably the best day ever, not counting the sandstorm.
Fair
I felt
enough.
very good about that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you have all woken up. You can hear these voices. What do you do?
Like just voices on the air, or
Yeah.
What are
just,
they saying?
You can't make it out.
Pull out my
there are
glaive.
too many of them.
And
Why
I'll
is
stealth.
everyone talking? I want
Shh.
to sleep.
Shh. I push a
What?
pillow over Danjon's face.
Danjon dies.
Don't kill him.
And I'll like pull up just up to his feet. I'm like, be quiet. There's people coming, and it sounds like there's a lot of them. So I'm gonna
I don't
check it
think
out.
there's anybody coming. This is a haunted building.
Kira's
I'm gonna go look
stealth.
outside.
Yeah, Kira's gonna sneak look like army.
I'm
crawl
not
up.
gonna sneak. I'm just gonna go look.
Okay. Going outside, you can faintly see a glow from over one of the dunes.
I'm gonna go up the dune and go
Yep.
take a peek.
I'm sneaky doing it.
Mule and
I'm
Danjon, what are you
not.
doing?
I am
I'm
being
just
very obvious.
stretching.
being concerned about those two idiots that took off before I could do anything.
Where do they go? And then
Jogging up
Danjon like
the
stumbles
dune.
out of the tent and just like
No.
looking after them.
You can
I
see
think
the two of them going up this dune. Lamb just sort of tromping, and Kira, which is not super effective on sand, but it's fine.
Can I hear
Sneaking.
this like sound now?
Yes, definitely.
Is there any way to discern more details about it now that I've stepped out of the tent? Could I like roll something to
I'd let you.
like what's it sound like?
It sounds like many people talking to each other.
Do they sound scary?
I don't know. Are you generally scared by hundreds of voices in the middle of the night, or are you okay with that?
I guess, you know what, I don't know what to make of it, so I start stumbling up this like dune behind them.
Okay.
Da, 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 get to the top and looking.
Yeah, I'm sneaking. Whatever's the sneakiest.
We see Mule standing alone,
No.
looking
he's
at his friends. Why?
grabbing his book, face palming immensely, mutters something to himself, casts a spell,
Yeah,
grows some dragonfly wings, and flies to get ahead of them.
Okay. As you reach the peak of this dune, Lamb, you see many tents arranged around campfires. And around these fires, you see hundreds of Neko goblins. There is encamped here, next to the ruins, an army of Neko goblins. And since we're at the top of an hour, we are going to take our first break here. So we're going to step away for a couple minutes, and when we return, we will find out why there is an army at our hero's doorstep. See you soon. Hello, and welcome back to Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel. So you have climbed to the top of this dune, and sprawling out in front of you is an encamped army of Neko goblins, which, since we haven't seen them since the OVA, allow me to describe very briefly. They are small humanoids, maybe a couple feet tall. They're not all like green and pointy like goblins. They are instead feline. And they wear pots on their heads. It's normal, don't worry about it. So, what would you like to do?
I think Lamb. Give me a rough estimate. How many there are? Hundreds?
Multiple hundreds.
Okay, less than 1,000.
Maybe?
I think she just turns around and starts going back down the hill, and she's just shaking her head like, mm-mm.
Yeah, you like walk past Danch and he's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
You know, I really thought that it was probably going to be ghosts, which I was fine with, but it's actual things, so I'm going to go back to sleep.
What does that mean? And then
So-
Danch just runs up the rest of the hill to go look over.
Yeah, you don't get far, Lamb. Moving quietly through the bone-chilling night, you try your best to avoid the boisterous army below. And suddenly, the still night air is disturbed by a cry of, "Intruders, Gobonya!" And the stand beneath your feet bursts up as a net is dragged out of it.
Not for me.
No, you're flying, you're fine.
I'm in the air.
The rest of the
I
party,
was-
however.
I escaped. I jumped 20 feet in the air.
Did they know I was there? I was stealthy.
They didn't know you were there, fortunately.
They had a trap set.
But unfortunately, you were there, so yes, you do get trapped.
Okay.
Mule
fine.
is fine in the air for now. The rest of you tumble wildly down the dune, landing in a disorganized heap of arms and legs, surrounded by a platoon of Nekogoblin soldiers. One of the small furry creatures, not noticing Mule yet, steps forward and says, "I, Captain Sume, hereby conscript you into the glorious heavenly army of the Fifth Kingdom, Gabunya."
No thank you.
I'm sorry, do we look like we're soldiers? Because I don't think we'd be very good soldiers.
I'm just a weak little girl.
You will
Yeah,
join
see,
the
little
army
truth.
or die.
Oh,
Sign me up.
this changes everything, I think.
Or die.
Mule, your friends are surrounded by some, 30-odd
Yep,
Nekogoblins. What would you like to do?
that's fine. I
Buzz
am
buzz?
strategizing and looking at literally every spell I own, so please hold.
So we see
'Cause
Mule
there's
look.
a lot of them.
Mule's flipping
Yeah.
through his book,
Realistically, he's racking his brain for something that would be absolutely useful here. Well, I think I'm gonna nope out and go back to the ruins to deal with them later.
Wow.
Somehow rescue them.
Okay.
Are you expecting foolhardy bravery? Because that's not what this character does.
Okay.
I need a
So
plan, is what I
so-
need.
Mule bails. And actually, I think from down on the ground, the three of you can see Mule fly back.
Traitor.
I don't think she's gonna rat him out though.
Mhm.
She's
No.
assuming that he's gonna help them
Right.
somehow.
I'll be back. I just need
Totally.
to figure out what to do.
Okay, so if we join your army, do we get like a cool pot to wear on our head? Oh, do we get a sword? What do we get? What are the perks?
You will find glory in combat within
Well,
the
we-
glorious heavenly army of the Fifth Kingdom.
What do you mean by heavenly?
Heaven, like from heaven, Gabunya.
What makes it heavenly?
Our general.
Right.
Oh,
Take
I thought that
to
was
you,
going to be
Alicia.
more of a bigger
I
sentence.
know, I was waiting for that.
No, she just looks off into the distance dramatically.
Well, I'm a fantastic warrior, so
Well, we would like to meet your general.
yeah. So, like, where do we
Unless
yeah.
they are literally in heaven, which is a vibe that I
It could
might
be awkward
getting.
to meet
You
if
are
you're-
not worthy of speaking to the general.
I think
Not
we
yet.
are. Oh, okay.
What exactly does your army do?
Fight.
Yeah, who are you fighting?
Sand?
Yeah.
There's a lot of it.
It is not for you to know. You must follow orders. We get an immediate smash cut of 3 pots, plunk, 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 popping onto each of your heads.
I
And
stop
then
my
there's
glaive and I'm just like,
these ratty ass short swords being boom, 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 put into your hands, and then you're lined up somewhere.
What happens to my glaive?
You still have it.
Okay, I just have a glaive in one hand and a short sword in another. Perfect.
Yeah.
Lamb's just swishing around her sword.
They made a mistake giving me a weapon.
Likewise. Yeah, I don't. I have two. Scissor cut.
Well,
Danjan just whispers to Lamb, like, we're going to run at some point, right?
No, I want to meet the Heavenly General. Are you kidding me?
Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Okay. I'm very skeptical of this, but okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. I think they're probably not fighting anything. I think they're confused. They're misled somehow. But they're all together in a big group and they've got weapons, so
Yeah.
we
They
gotta
do
get
have
to the bottom of this.
And an abnormal amount of cooking ware. Like, where did they get all these pots?
They probably make them themselves.
Oh, like pots, craftsmen.
From
Because
the
they don't seem
armory.
exactly level on the bottom.
The armory may be a literal pile of pots and swords.
Oh,
Just
love it.
like in the middle of
Wonder
the
where they got that.
Okay, so now that we are outfitted, can we meet your general?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
You
rank
have-
am I?
You are mere soldiers. You have not proven yourselves yet.
How do we prove
How-
ourselves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how can we do that when
In
you're...
glorious battle.
But you
Alright, what are we
said you
fighting?
won't tell us what we're fighting. If you don't take me to your general,
Hello?
I'm gonna just start walking.
That would be insubordination.
I'm taller than you.
Corporal, bring me a stool. One of the necro goblins like runs off and comes back with a stool. She climbs up onto it.
Imagine she's now like level with Lamb and I'm still like way taller. Me and Danjan are like,
Yeah.
Soldier, I outrank you.
well, we don't know that for sure because you haven't like given us official ranks. Like soldier actually isn't a rank.
It,
So technically I could outrank you, and I'm
Corporal.
taller than both of you.
Corporal, what's the bottom rank? I don't know, Captain. I just work here, Kubunya. You will be
General.
privates.
I want to be a general.
There's only
I don't
one general in the
Like,
glorious heavenly army of the Fifth Kingdom.
Yeah, but we haven't seen or met this general, and I
we
don't.
doubt their existence until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
you don't actually
I
know
only
where they
believe
are.
things that I see. I'm a scientist.
A scientist.
No blind faith here.
I'm a scientist warrior.
A scientist. Your knowledge could be useful in the war effort.
That's right.
I mean, I
Oh,
play
gosh.
music. I could be your entertainment. I
Useless!
suppose. Okay.
That was really aggressive.
You haven't even heard me play.
I'm just a weak child. I need an adult.
Everyone's a critic.
Mule,
Yeah,
you arrive back at the ruins.
I sure do.
And the animals all just sort of look at you expectantly as you arrive.
Yep. Okay.
What
So
do you do?
there were many hundreds of these little bastards. Okay.
Yes.
What big magic do I have? He's just like making sure the animals are okay and is literally trying to figure out a plan or a strategy. Which I am super duper excellent at.
You were the planiest.
Yes. No. So, okay, which of these lizards is the most badass looking? Is that Caesar?
Caesar, yeah.
Okay. He looks to the geep. Hey, no. Lamb's been kidnapped. You want to help me rescue her?
No, sits down.
Okay, I'll
Giddy,
handle it.
however, will walk over to you.
You sure? It's hundreds and hundreds of Neko goblins. Think you can rough them up?
Giddy sort of like hesitates.
It's like, that's an okay answer too. All right.
He's gonna go over to Caesar.
One eye swivels toward you.
Yes.
I'm gonna need to ride on you. Is that okay?
The head turns and the other eye swivels toward you. It doesn't turn, it rotates.
Of course it does.
Well, only one way to find out if this is gonna work.
He's gonna try to hop onto Caesar and see what happens.
All
Good
right.
luck.
So we see Mule like clamber up into Caesar's saddle. You managed to get up.
Okay.
What would you like to do next?
That's a good step.
All right. He pulls from his belongings. He keeps it stashed in his jacket most of the time, but I assume he's got a mark of rank, like a ring or something impressive and fancy. Gonna put that on. Try to look as important as possible. And head toward the camp on this damn lizard.
Okay. So are you just sort of like, all right, Caesar, let's go? Or do you have more
very-
specific instructions? Like,
Very
what do you do?
gently gonna like nudge in the manner one does a horse. Like he's ridden on at least an animal. He knows how to roughly do riding.
Caesar bolts.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we see like a very tentative nudge from Mule, and then just Caesar takes off, and Giddy starts running after you. I would
Can
like
keep
you
up
to.
with that?
I would like you to roll strength.
You know, this works too. Charging the camp is
Ganbate.
kind of a plan. It's not the plan I made, but it's the plan I now have.
Yes, this is not the plan that you deserve, but it is the plan you need right now. A 5. Okay. Oh, you poor winter kid.
That's okay. I mean, if I crash and burn on the dunes, they can rescue themselves, and I'm just gonna go wait in the ruins.
So you're trying desperately to like just hold on by wrapping your arms around Caesar's neck, but you're slowly sliding down the lizard. You're still attached. You're at sort of the base of Caesar's tail by the time you reach the edge of the camp. And we hear Giddy bleat loudly out of fear, triumph, some mix of the two. Who knows?
One of them.
As you go careening, you can't see very well from this vantage point, and you can see even worse once Caesar like crashes through a tent and is surrounded by tent fabric. There's lots of crashing and chaos and wildness. Meanwhile,
That's okay. It's a distraction. That's what it
Elsewhere.
is.
in the camp, the three of you are badgering this captain in an attempt to get an audience with the general, and you hear a loud Lamb would know panicked bleat from the edge of the camp, and then all three of you hear a significant cacophony that is sort of vaguely heading in your direction. What would you like to do?
Do the Neko Goblins make any kind of like?
Yeah.
Is there any indication
They
that they've
sort
noticed?
of like start out of surprise, and they're confused and disoriented.
Captain, would you like us to check it out?
Captain, if we capture that thing coming towards us, will you let us meet the general?
Your first mission, privates, is to stop that thing.
On it.
Gobunya.
We got it. Yes. Okay. Sure.
Kiro said on it and just started
Yeah.
going. She's
Um,
gone.
As you start going, God damn it. As you start going, the Captain Sume calls for the rest of her platoon to follow after and assist the new recruits. Mule,
Sure.
you reach some portion of the camp, and the tent that you first crashed through catches some wind and flies off. You're now about halfway down the tail, but you can see your surroundings. You can see confused and terrified Neko goblins as you tear past them. You see Giddy just going from like pantry to weapon rack to tent and just like tossing things
Hey,
with his
wanton
horns.
destruction is a plan, okay?
And then Caesar grinds to a halt, and the tail just sort of like loops up as you move with momentum, and you go over the top of Caesar and land in front of him and in front of Lamb.
Well,
Hi.
welcome to our camp.
We
I
are going
think
to
she's-
capture you for our captain.
Okay.
So
I'm in the army now.
Giddy is fucking tearing shit up, right?
Yeah, I think Giddy runs up and just bowls you over, Lamb. Just like comes in from the
Sweet
side.
baby. I love Giddy so much.
Oh gosh. Giddy, you just need to calm down. You can't keep ruining stuff. They're gonna cook you.
Giddy immediately stops.
Is there like a clear path like out of camp?
Not really. Like there is a path, but you can see like various soldiers like climbing out of their trampled tents and like
Ugh.
looking your way to try and figure out what even happened.
Yeah.
They
and-
stopped it real fast.
Sume's
Trying to control the
platoon
situation.
is coming up behind you.
Well, you're kind of in it now, Mule. You're probably gonna get drafted or get in trouble. But either way, we're pretending we're playing along. Just play along.
Just
Oh,
trust
just
us.
say you captured me. It's fine.
Okay.
Leave.
Put your
Rich and
hands up.
important.
Put your hands up where we can see them, villain.
Captain Tsume, hereby, just a moment.
Yep. Resolved the situation very quickly, Captain. And now we've captured the perpetrator of these crimes.
Captain
no.
Sume, hereby conscript you into the heavenly, glorious, the army, the Fifth Kingdom.
Captain, if I could say something
Yes,
important.
Private.
With all due respect, these are very, very, very dangerous criminals, and cannot be trusted to serve the heavenly
armies.
Fifth,
Fifth Kingdom.
the whole thing that you say.
Yep.
That's
Kid
right.
army.
I'm the
Very dangerous.
the infamous ice demon, Air. He casts like ice cube or something. He just does something that looks scary and is just
Oh no!
Okay, spend a little bit of MP. I'm not gonna make you do the magic roll. I would like... Actually, I want you to make the magic roll, and if you get a 5+,
Okay.
you're helping Lamb's persuade.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you cast the magic. It's helping. Lamb, go ahead and roll a persuasion.
Negotiation?
Yes.
Okay, and I get +1?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Hey.
We're very good at this.
So that's a 13, which I think is better than a pro. Yeah,
It should be 14.
And
I don't
plus
think it added.
14?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't add.
So
Yeah.
14.
Oh, yeah, okay. You are smack dab between you're probably famous in your town and best in the land. You are extremely convincing. Private, apprehend the ice demon.
Yep.
Just
She'll go.
Yeah.
She'll go apprehend Mule.
You're like, I think that this is a capture that needs to be inspected by the general.
Yeah,
Honestly, leaving me just to lower parts of your army is both insulting and dangerous because I could break free at any time. I am doing you a courtesy.
Like I said, I am very weak.
we see Lamb like holding on to Mule's arms, like.
Can barely keep a grip.
Okay.
I feel like if we have a general of this, this general should respect a, adversary of this worthiness. It's big.
Mule, I want you to make a roll. I want you to roll int.
Okay.
And this is keeping your cool, basically.
Sure.
Because this whole situation's kind of fucked, but also,
I mean,
let's be real. Lamb's like holding onto your arms, and it's a little weird.
He's fine.
16.
Oh yeah, fine, cool as ice.
Cool as a cucumber.
There are bigger
Not-
things
Cool
to
as
worry
an
about
ice
now.
demon you are pretending to be.
Nary even a blush.
He may have cast some magic to prevent that from happening. I do have,
Yeah, you're like,
cool masquerade.
calm down, chill.
Be cool. Be cool.
The smell of sweat and the sound of your own heavy breathing and pounding heart drown out all else as sand is blown away by the force of your distractions. The moment hangs, palpable, before a shrill voice cuts through it all. "What's going on here, Hobunya?" You step back in surprise, seeing the source of the sudden outburst. A much taller Neko-Goblin, with a shining steel pot on its head. "General Azikonton," Captain Sume barks fearfully. "These new conscripts apprehended." "Silence, Captain!" The general looks at you, Mule, his slit pupils narrowing. "Explain yourselves, Hobunya."
All of
It's a
ourselves.
nice camp you have here. It would be a shame if someone ruined it.
General, we've captured this very dangerous person, and we wanted to let you know that we've done a very good job as new conscripts. But I don't think it would be very smart to keep this villain here. Perhaps you might let the three of us escort this villain to where you keep your villains.
Camp Joe.
That's General. Private.
General. Sorry, I'm new.
The stockade.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. What am I rolling? Is there a deception?
It's.
I just stand behind them.
Like spirit
my arms
I think
sometimes?
it's negotiation.
Okay, sure.
looking tough.
Oh, do I got any fumble points left? Nope. Okay. What do I do?
So you're pretty convincing, and the captain definitely like turns to look at the general like, is he going to listen to this advice? Like you've convinced Captain Sume.
Okay.
And I think actually you see this like sparkling admiration in her eyes as she looks up at the general. But the general is not swayed.
Oh.
Can we adopt Sume, please? Just take her with us.
Fifth party member, Captain Sume of the glorious heavenly army of the Fifth Kingdom.
Listen. She's my daughter now.
I mean, we can always use another pet. Got some
So-
lizards. Got some.
Would you say that the Neko Goblins had the same kind of fur as normal cats? Because now that I'm thinking back to our very first episode, Danjin was very allergic to cats.
Oh no.
Oh no! That's
So-
right.
I
Yes.
just remembered that.
Yes, definitely.
It hasn't. I guess he hasn't gotten close enough yet. so-
Yeah.
No.
The general
This is fine.
The general steps in close to Mule, whiskers flaring. I have built this army up from nothing. I have fought tooth and claw to turn these scraps into a fighting force that can rival the armies of any city, Hobunya. The smell of fish makes Mule's eyes water as the general continues his tirade.
Keeps us cool, but yeah. Ew.
I will bring the world to its knees and stand upon its weeping form as a king. I will not let your, and he looks at the privates, ineptitude stand in my way. Do you hear me, Hobunya? The general's fangs bear menacingly at Mule, but those of you more distant see something glint at his throat in the firelight.
Is it
A
a
pendant.
brooch? Lamb. Like I like elbow lamb, and I'm like lamb.
Does it look like my?
It does. There's you're right up next to it because you're like holding onto Mule's arms, right?
Yeah.
And short, so you're like at pendant level with this thing, and you just see this face with the horns.
General?
He looks down and it hisses. Yes, Private.
We have matching pendants. Mine's a pin on my hat.
You see the
Should have a
general's
cloak.
pupils go wide as he looks at your hat. I see. The man with the dark eyes has visited you as well.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll negotiation.
Yep. Didn't even skip a beat there. I loved it.
6.
I think he's not
As a
buying
matter
it,
of fact, she's lying. She stole it from me.
Ooh.
That's mean. I've never stolen anything in my life.
All right, yeah. Go ahead and you can roll negotiation as well and get a +1.
Sure. Okay.
Lamb
Plus
was
one
like,
for my commanding uppity ass presence.
Yeah, well, it's believable.
Oh.
Oh.
When the rolls fuck me over and the roleplay is fine.
Uh-oh.
So I think he is buying it, right? He'll believe it. It's just that he's not going to react well to it. You stole this gift of the dark-eyed man. And he like reaches out to pull the pin off of your hat.
Excuse me, that's mine. Peasant.
He narrows his eyes.
Don't talk to the general like that.
yeah.
You and I have much to speak about, demon.
Do we? I don't waste my time with upstarts.
I am no upstart.
But I'll make an exception for you this once.
I think we see the two of your faces with like the in between them.
Yep.
Come with me. Captain! Yes, General. Have your platoon clean up my camp. The general turns and starts to walk away. Do you follow Mule?
Sure.
Okay. So we see Mule begin to walk away. We see Captain Sume, like, both paws go to her face. She gets, like, stars in her eyes.
When do we get the quest to hook her up with the general?
The fuck quest do you think you're on? The rest of you, what are you going to do? You've clearly seen this pendant.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Well, I'm escorting Mule.
mhm.
Okay.
And Lamb's real weak, so I'll stand
I'm
behind him
I'm
menacingly
very
with my
weak.
arms crossed.
We all know I'm a weak
Yeah.
child,
Yes.
self-proclaimed
The weakest
Weak.
child.
weakest child, little girl.
Okay.
And so I stand up, like, 'cause I'm tall and strong, and like, just walk behind, arms crossed. Don't try anything, punk.
He just nose in the air.
Daniel.
Danjon's behind everyone else, like whispering to Kira, like, "We're going to get away from this soon, right?"
We've been conscripted into an army, Danjon. We can't just leave.
Yeah, but
It's
That's not how
desertion.
conscription works. Yeah, that's desertion.
I can't stay around an army of cats, Kiro.
I know you're allergic, but like, get like a handkerchief or something. I don't know.
I think because we're outside, I'm doing okay, but
Yeah, we just won't go indoors with them. You'll explain that you're allergic to literally the army. Maybe you can get out, like, maybe you can get medically discharged from the army, but I'm stuck.
I can't work in this army. I'm allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to my comrades, sir.
Maybe we can get you medically discharged, but I'm afraid I'm stuck.
Are you serious?
Well, leaving is desertion, Danjin.
Kiro, I can't take your jokes right now. This is too much for me.
Do you think the military's a joke, Danjin?
Oh my god, Kiro, you're killing me.
No, folks. Look, we're not in battle. No one's dying yet. Right? That's why we're gonna train you. Well, unless you get medically discharged. Just follow Mule. Let's go.
Like, Danjon just, like, mutters and, like, follows behind.
Yeah. I think
Danjon, get the animals.
Okay.
we see Daniel run back.
Goes to get
Yeah.
Caesar and Danny.
Meanwhile, we flash back to Nono and Sebastian.
Climb these ranks.
Nono just like walks over to Sebastian. Sebastian looks over, like looks at Nono quizzically. Nono bleats and then just like boom, headbutt Sebastian. Sebastian falls over. We cut back.
They're like, fuck this shit. We're just gonna hang out here.
Yeah.
The three of you follow General Azi Konton into his tent, where you see there's a table that's old wood, and carved into it is a rough outline of the Summerlands. So, demon, and he hands you back the pin.
Thank you.
Puts it on his coat lapel.
How recently did you see him?
When was the last time we did see a hint of him? Or in Mule's case, when was the last time he had a dream?
Swamps?
Last time
Oh
you
no,
had,
dreams recently.
Yeah, last time you had a dream was yesterday.
Okay.
Remember, because you had that.
Yes.
Am I getting that right? You had a nightmare before the storm, I believe.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It's the night before last.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good truth on which to base a lie.
Why, just yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I see. Well, you will get used to its power in time.
What makes you think that was the first time I saw him?
What business do you have with Vidhatu?
That name sounds familiar, but Jess's memory is absolute
That is
garbage.
not a name you have heard before.
Okay.
Well, I don't see what business it is of yours. What business do you have trying to conquer the desert? There's nothing here.
We are not conquering the desert, simpleton. This is where I have been training my army. He goes to stand at the table, and looking at it, there's no desert on the table. But once they are ready, we will march on the City of Sun.
Has anybody told you that your map is a little outdated?
It is, but it is the one we have.
Are you sure the City of Sun is still there?
I've seen it.
Huh.
I remember
Then what's your
its
stake in the matter?
gilded walls.
I might be able to spare the time to help you if I feel like it's a worthy endeavor.
And how can you help?
He
Think
seems to
around.
just... Huh?
I think around this time, Danjin comes back with like Caesar and Giddy outside the tent. And Danjin like comes in the front flap of the tent. It's like when
I'm
someone's
going to-
late to a meeting and they're like,
Yep.
All right,
Hello.
fam. I'm also going to blow a very large magic spell just for the looks. Just to be impressive, I'm going to cast 7 Fortune Frigate.
okay.
What does that do?
It literally summons a giant boat with 7 legendary heroes on it to
It does.
bless us.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll your magic check.
Okay. It is a ritual though, so it's gonna take time.
Oh, how long does it take? Does it take a full hour?
I think a ritual takes like an hour.
Okay.
So I think to convince him, he'll be like,
I can give you a small taste of my magic if you give me the time and the space to do it.
What time do you need?
Just an hour.
Very well.
You can leave these 3 to supervise me if you don't trust me.
Of course I don't.
Hmm.
The 3 of you will stay here.
Can we get some water?
The general just sort of like looks at you.
It's hot outside.
It's like 6 a.m. It's cold. The general will gesture. There's like a cart, I think, with some those things, pitchers. There we go, on it.
Snacks? Cookies?
I like
Popcorn?
snacks. I do like snacks. Are there snacks?
Strawberries, maybe?
Private, I could have you hanged.
From what? There's no trees out here.
We'll make one.
Okay.
So, the magic. If you'll excuse me.
Yeah. The general goes to just like sit
Yeah, I'll make sure to look as tough and imposing as possible while like looking over Mule. I'm like,
I'm trying to look really weak. I don't know how.
So,
How do weak
yeah,
people
we'll-
stand?
We'll see.
Weak people
Mule
stand on one
basically-
arm, right? You just do a one-armed handstand.
I'm just leaning
God.
against the tent. I can't hold myself up.
Oh, sweet weak baby lamb. Yeah, right. He is definitely playing up the theatrics of casting magic, which he normally doesn't do. Mule is typically extremely efficient and impatient in the way he casts. So he is definitely like does this whole gesture, makes the book float and glow like it typically does, and starts literally just like writing the runes in the air with like icy mist for the better part of an hour.
Okay.
And making this long epic tale, telling this epic tale of these 7 legendary heroes and calling them forth as the spell chant.
All right.
Lamb starts falling asleep.
I think, yeah, actually. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like leaning up against a tent pole and you just.
Yeah.
All right. You did not fumble.
Yeah.
And then I believe there's a die you need to roll to see.
Yeah. I need
Which
to roll a
class is
d8
blessed?
to see which class is blessed.
Is it D8 by default or D6 by default?
It's a d8.
Okay, roll a D10 then. Because we have 2 homebrew classes.
Oh, yes. True. So,
A
out of
3.
3, Minstrel.
All right.
Congratulations, Danjin. You.
Oh, good.
So,
What do you get?
this,
oh,
like-
any fumbles are turned into criticals
oh,
for
So this-
12 hours.
this boat comes down from the heavens and descends into this like cleared area in front of the general's pavilion, and out come these 7 glowing golden warriors.
It says they're from the east, so I assume they look non-local.
I think if you'll allow me, I would like to reflavor them a bit and have them be like heroes of legend, like of the past.
That
And
makes sense to
so
me.
one of them steps forward, and most of them have like armor and weapons of various styles and from various places and times of history. But the one that steps forward toward you, Danjin, is dressed in just sort of loose, simple clothes with no weapons to speak of. And he steps forward and puts a hand on your shoulder, Danjin. And you feel this warmth flow through you. And he leans down and says, "You're so close to the truth now. Just don't lose sight of the people around you and the hope in your heart." And then he stands up and walks back to the other heroes, and all of them climb back into their boat and sail off into the sky.
Whoa.
Well, I'm impressed,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
but I'm a simpleton, so I don't know.
I think just the glow of the runes with the spell done, it sort of like falls away into like ice dust at his feet. Emil just stands there and says nothing.
Well, demon,
Demon magic.
if you possess such power, I would be glad to appoint you as my advisor once I become king of these lands.
Really? That's tempting. But what about before?
If you are as powerful as you say, then victory is assured, is it not?
Of course.
Then you will have your reward when the lands are mine. I will give you title. You may have one of the lands if you wish.
In the back of his mind, Emil is just like, Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't have that right now.
Oh no. God, what an
so
offer.
Impressive. What a gift.
He'll walk up to you and hold out a paw.
He'll shake it with courtesy.
Mm-hmm. He'll shake it back, and you get like a little bit of claws. It's like when a cat like doesn't scratch you, it just sort of like boop. There's a little bit of need, and shakes your hand, and y'all see now, the light as the sun begins to rise, glint off of the pendant around the general's neck, and you can feel the aura of evil radiating off of it. This is not like the brooch that you found. This is a cursed object. And as you have this realization, we've reached the top of the hour. So we're going to take our second and final break. Step away for a little bit. When we return, we will see if our heroes can break this curse and find safety for themselves. See you soon. Hello and welcome back to episode 11 of Ryuutama Seyo, aka Travel. So you've just shaken hands with this accursed general. What would you like to do?
Well, what's your strategy? I need to know if I'm to help you.
I've been training this army. I plan to, I'll go over to the table, bring it up along the coast. They won't see us from that angle. Most of their walls look out towards us, toward the desert. If we come around the coast, we can get into their harbor, attack them from inside. My soldiers are good at climbing.
He's just listening, nodding occasionally as he goes through this.
Once we've taken the City of Sun, we will conscript what we can, destroy what we can't, and move on to the City of Blossoms. They're the weakest. And if we take them, we can obtain their resources. That should give us what we need to move on to the City of Autumn, or the City of, oh god, what do I call it? Wind? Yes. The City of Wind. And finally, the City of Snow. We'll have no allies to defend it.
He's definitely hiding the ring. It's crossed under his arm.
In the armpit, yep.
Yeah, that's going back in the pocket.
Lamb's raising her hand.
Yes, Private.
Yes.
What if we're not particularly good climbers?
We will leave you with the supplies.
Okay.
I think at this moment, Danjin's allergies start acting up.
I'm just over the side, yeah.
No.
I think he has sort of been checking things out, and he gets too close to the general and gets
There's
a
a
whiff.
lot of cat hair.
Yeah, and he just sneezes right next to the general, and then looks anxiously at the cat.
Yeah, the general turns toward you. What is the meaning of
Sorry.
this outburst?
I'm allergic to cats, of which I think you are one.
You would compare me to such base animals.
I mean, no. I mean, you're much more impressive than a normal cat. I'm just very... And then he, sneezes again. Very allergic. I'm
The
so
general,
sorry.
steps back in disgust. He's got your
I'm so
back,
sorry,
or
General.
he's got his back to the other three of you while he focuses on Danjin.
How about you let me get some air with one of the other privates can watch me and make sure that I'm okay, and then I'll come back in. I just need some air. I'm just really allergic. I'm so sorry.
Roll negotiation.
This is very good.
A 9. Get out of my sight.
Kiro.
What?
Come with me.
All right. Guess I'll make sure you don't
Private?
die from now on.
I did not command you to leave.
Yes, sir.
Damn it.
I can go.
Did I speak to you either?
I'm just not doing very much right here.
I may need supervision.
Better to be some use, even a small use, than useless.
What supervision do you need?
Sometimes he breaks into hives and he passes out.
If he dies,
it's a
he
common
dies.
enough reaction.
I nod accordingly, like, yeah. Seems fair.
Well, we would just have to train a replacement, and that would take some time.
She's not wrong.
Danjin like starts like he's like, oh, I think it's happening. Oh no.
Very well.
And he, like, just,
Private,
like, runs
make
outside.
sure he doesn't die in my tent.
Okay.
She like grabs Danton, starts dragging him outside.
The general like tilts his head. Surprisingly strong, that one.
All right, Lamb.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. Clearly, he's got one of those. He's got that pendant thing on his neck.
Well, yeah, he's cursed. And normally I would use the amulet to uncurse him, but the amulet's fucking...
Lamb would never say fucking.
But maybe right now.
Maybe right now. Does she even know the word fucking? What? I don't know.
But the amulet's so angry.
Yeah, I noticed.
I think
It's
as
only
you're
come out for combat.
as you're saying that, the box vibrates a little bit.
Oh my gosh. I just realized. This is the amulet's angry, and if they're gonna try and take this city, the city's sun, then it's gonna be mad.
She's taking it out of the box.
So you pull out the box, and as you say that, it pulses. The lock doesn't open.
Open up. This is dire.
Shaking it.
You're like shaking the box.
Yeah.
Would you say you're frustrated?
I mean, yeah.
Then yeah, I think the box opens, and you see this like crackling red energy across the amulet. And you remember what happened last time you touched the amulet. What do you do?
Are you sure?
Okay.
Danjin's like, wait.
As you touch it, Danjin, you are blasted like 10 feet back away from the tent. The flaps of the tent fly open as this pulse of energy flies off of Lamb. And we see Lamb look back over her shoulder into the tent. Her eyes are completely red. And this energy is crackling all over her. Lamb, what do you do? You are filled with anger.
She'd probably say fucking now. But I want to go rip the amulet off of his neck.
Okay, please make an accuracy check.
Okay.
Could I, if I see her coming in to do that, could I perhaps do some bullshit and slightly modify Grave Glacier and just freeze his feet to the ground?
I'm gonna say yes, but you'll take a -1 to the magic check.
Okay.
Because it's
So
like
should I wait
outside.
for this? Because this would be helping.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Lamb is just like flying in. All right.
5. That's
Let's
helping, right?
see. Well, no, it depends on if it's if it
okay.
beats his condition.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nope. Wrong types of monsters. There we go. It does not beat his condition. Okay. So you, like, summon the ice.
He gets cold feet.
Well, it's basically a touch spell, so he was gonna, like, he basically kind of reaches over as if to, like, pull him aside, but when the magic doesn't work, he just sort of steps out of the way.
Okay, here goes my accuracy check.
Yeah, could you roll crit damage for me?
Sure.
Kiro just looks aghast at Lamb's insubordination.
Yeah, so
23.
You rolled 2 11s.
You're
Oh my god.
You are not in control of your strength right now, Lamb. You're holding this medallion in your hand, and you go to reach for the pendant, but you don't reach out, you punch. And let me check his HP. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Punch!
You swing with all of your might, and like the dust beneath you pops up off of the ground, and as you connect, the pendant shatters, and the general flies out of the room. The general is unconscious. The general has taken almost twice its HP in damage. So, yep, good job. The general flies out the back flap of the tent.
Lamb is One Punch Man.
As the pendant shatters, a bolt of lightning slams into the ground outside, sending up shards of molten glass in every direction. And we see a figure. We see a tall man, probably like 5'8" or so, with a pair of horns, dark gray eyes, and green skin. He's wearing leather armor, and he has a pair of wicked-looking swords on his back.
Does he see me since I'm outside the tent?
Presumably, he sees there's no obstruction between him and inside the tent anymore.
Oh, okay. Sure, yes.
I blasted it.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I think he's between you and the rest of the party, Danjen. That's disappointing. I was hoping to get more use out of him. Hello, kids.
Can I punch this one?
Would you like to?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and actually we're gonna roll into combat now.
I'm gonna be like, hello, I'm
boy.
a private of the glorious army.
I'm crackling with rage energy. I would like to continue to do that.
Okay. So let's bring y'all over to the combat sheet. Boop. And move this. Okay. I'll get the rest of these tokens onto the screen and then reframe it for the stream. Token layer and token layer. Alright. So, y'all can arrange yourselves as you like on the map and then roll initiative for me.
Well, I don't think Lamb needs a buff from me, so maybe I will just hang out back here.
I mean, I guess technically I'm in a different kind of back row, but...
Yeah.
I'm in the back row, but not next to Mule.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and Vidhatu. What's his initiative? It is 9.
Oh,
right.
sweet. Danjen.
Nice.
Ooh.
Look at you go.
Whoa!
Okay.
There's one thing Mule is good at.
And I've double checked, and I'm pretty sure amounts higher than 12 are legit. So.
Oh, cool.
Mi dispiace. We shall continue with your ridiculous ass AC.
Oh, so Mule.
Mule
so-
actually does need a... Vidhatu
Is
will
that
need a
16?
16 or higher to hit Mule.
I
yeah.
will type in
Holy.
16 beside that name then.
Nice.
Yeah, heck, dude.
I have like almost like one more HP than that, but listen, you have to hit me first.
And what are some battlefield objects?
Well, we're in a
Ooh.
tent, so there's like we're in a tent? Question mark.
Stakes?
There was the war table, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
War
definitely
table.
sand glass now because of the
Mhm.
lightning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tent canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was there maybe like some spare armory stuff, like pots
A
and pans and
scrap.
swords?
of canvas? Yeah, I think there
I
could be
brought-
some discarded pots.
I brought Caesar and the other animals towards the tent. Can we say Caesar is a potential like advantage
Your
in
animals are not objects.
this? Okay.
I try not to make living things objects in general.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say the stakes, like the tent.
The tent
little
poles.
stakes.
Tent poles.
Yeah.
I can spell. There we go. Tent poles. All right. Okay. So, to start, actually, Mule is not here.
Oh.
Yeah, just said quick BRB.
We'll do a surprise round. So we'll do a round that's just Lamb and Vidhatu. So,
Okay.
Cool.
Lamb.
Yeah. I will try and punch.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll accuracy.
That does it.
That does hit, yeah. Roll crit
Okay.
damage for me.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay, so you swing this punch and you connect directly into his chest, and he stands there and smiles at you. And then he's going to attack you. But first, he's going to cast a spell.
Spells.
Mm-hmm.
He cast a spell on you.
And his MP is set up wrong on the token. What the hell? He should have significantly more than 8. There we go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Are you
sure.
sure? I don't know.
Yeah.
Really sure?
Okay.
Seems accurate.
Yeah. He says, I should magic check real quick. Spellcasting. Yeah, he passes. Blood of the fallen dragon, rise and crash down upon my foe. Lightning swell judgment.
That
And
doesn't sound good.
you are going to take 1d10 damage. You take 6 damage, and what happens is he, like, as you've got your fist pressed into his chest, he says this, and then this bolt of lightning descends from the sky and strikes you directly, and you get blown back 3 feet from him by the force of its impact. And then he turns his head and says, "That was just the start." And he leaps forward, his sword's flashing into his hands, and he's going to take a second turn at the end of the round. And he's going to attack you with an accuracy check. Oh my gosh.
Fail.
And misses.
Ooh.
So he swings forward with one of the swords, but you're pissed, right? And you're ready to fight. And so he swings in with the sword, but you can duck under and get into his guard. And now
Yeah, I think when he blasts me back, I just keep rolling and roll back onto my feet.
nice.
Like just roll backwards and get back up.
Yes. Back to the top of initiative, Mule. You just saw
Okay.
this guy take a full force punch from Ragey Lamb and smile through it. What do you do?
Well, let's see. How are you actually numbers wise on the HP, Lamb? Because that bar doesn't look good.
12 out of 29.
Okay.
So
Well,
Do with that what you will.
Yeah, I would love to help and do fighty fight things, but I think I'm going to heal you. So,
Heal things and also fighty fight things, really.
I mean, well, I could do both actually, but I'd burn a lot of MP. No, we're going to heal. So, the book is out as per usual. He points his hand out towards Lamb and just says, "Oh, illumination of life, which regenerates all, cure plus plus." And he can cast it at range now, so.
Heck yeah.
We will do the magic check as soon as I find my character sheet again. Hey. Oh,
All right.
I forgot. Sorry. Ignore the -1.
Right.
That is fake.
Fake news.
It's fake. Fake rolls. And you get to regain a number, which I need to check. Hold on. It's an additional 1d6 to the base of
And then it's your spirit,
your
I believe.
touch. No, it's int.
Oh. Jesus.
So I will roll an int die, which for me is like a d10.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's a
think.
D a lot.
It's a d a bunch.
It
So a
is, as the
D-
kids would say, a big old D.
So
15.
you're welcome.
So almost back up to full.
Have fun.
All right.
Yay.
Danjen, it's your turn.
Yep, I'm just double checking the rules of this spell that I want to do with the person. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And he like shouts over to Mule. He's like, "I hope this doesn't bug you too much." But he gets out his uke and strums it, and he goes, "Summer buzz makes a noise, min min cicada chorus." And he like starts playing his uke, and all of a sudden, like from everywhere around, like where we are around this tent, we hear this really annoying buzz. I don't know if anyone's ever heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
The downside is that probably means I can't cast any more magic.
I think you'll be able to beat my spirit rolls, to be honest.
Okay.
You just have to beat my spirit roll.
Okay.
I see that he has really powerful magic, and I am skeptical.
Go for it.
So is that, let's see, that's summer magic?
Yeah.
Let's get a chorus. Okay. Let's first beat the caster in a contested spirit. Damn, we have like not done contested checks at all in this campaign. Awesome. Okay, go ahead and make your magic check.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
It didn't fumble.
It didn't fumble. So you summon this, and this chorus, this mind-numbing chorus of cicadas fills the area. Lamb, it's your turn.
Punch, 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 punch,
All right.
punch. Here we go. Nope.
No, you miss. So you swing, and I think we get the like lamb shonen yell as she swings the fist, and he just stops existing where you punched, and is standing next to you, and he's going to attempt to cast magic, but now he's got to roll contested checks. So let's see. So you have to. Yeah, must first beat the caster in a contested spirit. So go ahead and roll spirit. I will do the same. Okay, a 12.
Ooh. 9.
9.
Okay, so you see him like have to shake off this distracting sound, but then he steps back and raises a hand to the heavens and says, "From the deep pit of anguish I call you forth, hateful hurricane."
Oh god.
And
That sounds bad too.
there's this sort of slowed down moment as all of you wait for something to happen. And then there's a peal of thunder. And howling winds and driving rain envelop this entire section of the desert. For the next 6 rounds, everyone must roll a strength check with a target number of 8 on their turn. And if you fail, you do not receive an action that turn. So as this wind whips through and starts like pulling up the sand and pulling at your clothes, and the rain stings your eyes, Kiro, it is your turn.
So I gotta roll the strength.
Yes, which is
All
your
right.
worst stat.
Yeah.
That's better than an 8. You get a turn.
Tis but a breeze. Alright. My stabbity stab. So that's all I can do. So,
All right.
glaive him.
Oh.
Hey!
Okay, you hit. Go ahead and roll crit damage.
Stabbity stab. Boom.
Oh. Okay, so what does this attack look like as you like press through these gale
he gets
force winds?
this hurricane kind of starts in, and you know, hurricane is one of my like favorite weather conditions.
That's true.
And so Kira's like, this ain't my first hurricane, and just pulls her glaive around and gives a nice little stab in between like a chink on his armor.
Yeah, and you actually get deep in there. And he reaches and holds onto the haft of your polearm to hold the weapon in. And he makes eye contact with you and says, as he takes his second turn at the end of the round, "O beast of betrayal, unleash your vengeful roar and smite my enemies. Lightning verdict."
You weren't in the army, so like this doesn't count as insubordination. So.
But we'll see if he actually passes his spirit.
Okay.
Because this might just be really embarrassing for him.
I hope
An
so.
8!
It's meter beat, right?
It's meter beat, so I think in...
Ah.
Well, actually, I don't know how it works in
Let's see.
contested.
Let me see. Yeah, the person attempting.
Oh.
It just says if they lose in my rules.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing.
Probably meter beat.
Yeah.
I think it follows the same rules.
Yeah, like the defense.
In the case of a tie, the results are ignored and the check is repeated until a victor is determined.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's do it again.
Tiebreaker.
Reroll.
Heck yeah. Reroll.
Okay, 11.
Oh,
Versus
So
10.
close.
Close.
And we see him struggle to cast for a moment as he's like dealing with
Buzz.
the buzz and this weapon in his gut. But then we see a crackle of electric energy around his hand, and 4 separate lightning bolts are called down. And each of you will be struck for... I need to spellcasting check to see if it beats your conditions. And boop. I think a 14 beats everyone's condition.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
On some of my better days, it wouldn't have, but
That's true. You've gotten like
Yeah.
an 18 before, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
So he's gonna roll spirit, and then there is wind and rain, so we would do an additional d6.
Ah.
So /R 1d6 plus 1d10. Each of you takes 13 damage as you're struck directly by lightning.
That hurts.
And
With
he
not being at full.
wrenches the polearm out of his body and like tosses it back to you from where you like landed in the wet sand from the lightning.
Used to wet sand.
Then he holds up a hand and the wind dissipates, as does the rain. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. Until next time. And he sort of like fades away as if sand is blown in front of him. And as you look around, these Neko goblins begin like peering out of their damp tents. Um, Lamb, you're still holding the medallion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
You mean the amulet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still buzzing?
Yeah. I mean, sort of. It's not. It stops doing stuff once you grab hold of it.
Mm-hmm. I just meant, is it lightning energy?
Oh yeah,
still?
yeah. You're still all powered up, Super Saiyan Lamb.
Mm. And he's gone now.
Yeah.
That's a big bummer.
Nasty guy.
I think she would like try and like put it back in the box.
Okay. You have no trouble doing so. You do feel like... Actually, I don't know. What emotion... You feel a sudden wash of some emotion as you stop touching the amulet. What emotion is that?
I mean, I think she's still frustrated. I just think it's like... It's kind of like a disappointed, frustrated.
Okay.
She wanted to punch him more.
Yeah.
I wanted more punch.
I wanted to punch him more. Yeah, I think it's kind of like vague, like disappointment. That he was very powerful, and also that he chickened out of the fight. Like
What a loser.
Peaced out. What the
like
hell?
he could have just killed us. Like, rude. And then she turns to look at her friends who are in bad shape.
I
Seriously
check
fucked
to see
up.
if there's
Yes.
blood on the end of my glaive. Like, I did stab him, right? He was here, right? Like, that wasn't just some weird
There is,
thing,
yeah.
right? Alright.
Mule, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I can fix this.
Are you alright,
Okay.
Danjin?
Because Danjin looks really bad.
Yeah, Danjin, you look awful, and I'm helping him up. I think a sneeze would kill you, so I'm gonna keep you away from all the kids.
Yeah, Mule gives Danjin a very, very, very icy look. And proceeds to heal himself first.
We hear a voice from back behind the tent. General? General!
We should probably go.
But that would mean desertion.
It doesn't matter. You were never
Carol,
part of
we're
this
not
army.
actually in the army.
They'd recruit. It was like a legitimate, like,
No, it wasn't. You didn't sign anything.
you had to sign things. I thought you just said, yeah, I'm in the army now. That was how it happened.
Don't make me knock you out and have Lamb drag you away. Let's go.
I don't agree to dragging anyone.
You're the strongest one. Of course you're going to do it.
I'm weak.
You're just going to leave?
Well, you're... yes,
You
because your boss was cursed.
You can see Captain Sume now, kneeling, holding the unconscious body.
You probably didn't even see what happened. It happened
Unconscious.
so fast.
Barely breathing form of
Oh, God.
the general. And she's just looking up at you with these huge, like, kitty eyes.
Mule will go over and do first aid on this fucking cat. I'm not gonna burn magic on it, but I will help.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Do.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what that does. I need to look at my
I
skills.
think it's against topography. And if it
Oh,
is, you're
sorry. I
fine.
I actually meant to probably do healing, but I maybe don't have a healing herb.
Do you need a healing herb for?
Apparently,
I thought there was like you do a thing, and then if you
Yeah, I
spend a
thought
healing
first
herb, you
aid
get
did a
an
thing,
extra
too.
thing.
First aid does status effect things.
Artisan
Healing is like actual. Here, have some HP.
healer. There we go. Here we go. Healing Yeah, spending 1 healing herb.
And I don't know if I still have any.
It's fine. I think they have some on hand.
Yeah, they're a camp. They have supplies.
Yeah.
They're a military operation.
Yes.
Anyway, the stats used for the check are exactly the same, so we could probably take the roll.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna stab your wounds with this bush. Yikes, Ethan. You patch up the general, and as you do, he wakes up. Demon, why are you still helping me?
Sorry, I punched you in the throat really hard.
The entire camp looks at you.
He probably
She lost control of her senses briefly.
Stand down.
She suffers the occasional berserker rage.
To be fair, you were cursed and now you're not. You're welcome.
You're right. Thank you.
Are you all right?
He looks around blearily, like one huge swollen eye. I didn't want this.
Well, now you have an army.
Sort of. You need to help your friend. He reaches out to you, Lamb. This demon is cursed.
What are you talking about?
He points weakly at the brooch.
Oh, we tricked you about that.
He takes it off and sets it on the table.
Mule isn't a demon, and we just found that in a crib.
It's not magical.
It's not magic.
It's not cursed. We checked.
Oh.
We just had to, you had a warped, cursed mind, and so we had to get in and trick you, and I'm sorry about that, but...
It was a ruse.
You did the right thing.
Not a demon. Just a regular person.
He
With magic!
Stands up shakily with the help of the captain. I almost did something horrible.
Uh-oh, like
yes.
what?
I was going to attack the city of Sun.
Well, I hope you've rethought that plan.
I just wanted to be a good leader.
He kind of glances to the various others. The other, Neko goblins that are around. There's nothing really stopping you from doing that now.
I guess you're right.
You've got the height of a good leader.
Captain Sume nods vigorously.
You have others who look up to you. He looks very directly at Captain Sume.
And support you.
And love you, probably.
Literally propping him up right now. Sume. Yes, General? Tell the others. They're free to go. I'm disbanding the army.
Oh, we don't have to desert now. Guys, we don't have to desert now. We've been honorably discharged.
You. He looks at Lamb.
Yes.
I don't know what humans like shiny things, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of shiny things, but I know of a secret. I was planning to use it to get closer to the city.
Do you want to whisper it to me?
No, it's not that kind of secret. It's...
Oh.
He moves the table to the side, and you see, rough stone steps headed down into the desert.
Oh, cool! A desert basement.
There's
A passage?
Yes. It's a tunnel. We found it. That's why I camped here. It leads to the edge of the desert.
All the way?
Yes.
Do people use it a lot, like caravanners or travelers or you guys?
We've been here for a month, Tsume? Yes, General, a month. And 2 days. And 3 hours.
Weird.
For that long. And no one's come through.
So if we collapsed it, that'd be cool.
Or if we
After we're
used
done
it to
using it.
Yeah,
Well, after we're done using it.
Well, why would we collapse it? This could be useful for the people to know. It doesn't lead into the city, it just leads to the edge of the desert.
But if the wrong people use it, like this situation going on right
We'll
here.
just inform the city when we get there, and they'll put a Lieutenant Corporal Dusty Sanders here to guard it. We can start an outpost.
They can set up a post to guard it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And it can still be useful.
Or
So
we could
how are we
blow
going to
it up.
collapse it? We don't have dynamite.
But these two have magic.
And she points at Mule and Danjin.
Between the two of them, they could just fill it with ice and bugs.
Yeah, that's totally how you collapse a tunnel.
Well, it would be you wouldn't want to go in there if it was icy with cicadas.
bugs.
That sounds very gross and
Yeah.
very cold.
Exactly.
Yes, we're not doing that. Don't worry.
We might.
I don't think we're going to do
I feel like you could be
I
persuaded.
love how all of your arguments as a party turn, like, especially with Lamb, turn into bad idea, loud discussion of bad idea, very quiet discussion of bad idea. Okay, we're done. This pattern is very enjoyable.
It's a reverse argument.
Right.
Well,
We start loud and get quiet.
So now that we've been honorably discharged from our military service, how about we get the rest of the animals and head down through this tunnel? We won't have to deal with the sun anymore,
Right.
and it
we'll
should
need
be
to get...
faster.
the lizards
no.
will not like the tunnel.
You never know. Maybe like lizards love living under rocks and stuff.
Well, if it's taking us to the edge of the desert, we could give the lizards to these cats.
But Caesar's my baby.
Yeah, I can't give up
Well,
Bastion.
Did the Lieutenant Corporal say to give these to the other Dusty Santas?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I wasn't there. I was wrestling a lizard myself, so.
Either way, we still need to go back and get
Yep.
the other animals.
I don't think the
And the-
wagon will fit down there, so I'm gonna attach the
No.
wheels to the barrels of water and we can just pull them along.
It's you can get your stuff down there. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's fairly large.
Okay. But it's
Well-
a staircase. But okay.
It'll be
well,
it'll be a
bumpy.
pain in the ass, but it's
I'll
big
jump
enough.
the shocks. Yeah. We could probably ice ramp it.
Probably.
Ooh, we could go sledding.
We could. Straight down. And then because it's a tunnel, it'll just be like straight. You just...
We could even fill it with sand
Excellent. Excellent.
and slide
use.
down the sand.
It'll be much easier on the shocks of the wagon, on the axles. It doesn't have to hit every single stair on the way down if you made an ice ramp to the bottom. Just...
Or I bet we could find some wood. These
Real
cats
desert.
gotta have some wood. Or we could take apart part of it and use it as like a ramp
As
system.
a ramp, we could.
Or we could carry it down because we're
I mean, I
pretty
think
strong.
it's a lot to carry, though.
That was another lie I told. I've been strong this whole time.
I noticed that when you pulled your friend out of the tent. Were you lying about your allergy too?
Oh no, he's very allergic.
No,
Yeah,
that's
no.
real.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, afraid you're still gonna. Don't die if you sneeze. I'm gonna pull him away.
Yeah,
I-
Danjon's still not doing too well.
What are you at?
I'm at 1.
Oh. Okay.
Things happen, so I didn't actually get to heal anybody yet. So
But if you wanna pop some healing spells, that's fine.
Yeah, I have 1 too. I just, yeah.
Well, Mule's gonna heal himself first.
I give him the baby blanket to cover his mouth with, so he doesn't have to breathe in any dander.
Oh. Yeah, Andrew just looks at you. He's like, thanks, sis.
I got you.
See, she does care. But she's not telling you you're adopted. All right. So you can gather up the animals, and by the time you're coming back down the dune with Nono and Sebastian,
You gotta be kidding me.
oh, Joel,
He's got
no.
two.
Buddy.
He doubled,
You've doubled your
HP.
HP.
Yeah, Danjon's very quiet. If you haven't noticed, he's yeah.
I just pat him on the back and I adjust his baby blanket bandana so he doesn't get.
By the way,
dander.
you still have that super buff from the Seven Fortune frigate. So if you had any
Oh,
fumbles,
but is that a fumble if it's just for the
It's not a fumble because it's not a
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
but keep that in mind. You have that for like 12 hours.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. As you come back down with Nono and Sebastian, the necrogoblins are sort of like breaking down camp in a sense, or they're reorganizing camp more like, and out of this weird regimented military arrangement, and until like you see people like picking up their tents and moving them over so they can like be closer to their friends and stuff. And most of the swords are being added to the armory pile.
I'm keeping mine.
Oh, of
It's
course.
a reminder of my time in service. In the service.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is she
Are you
gonna go home
keeping-
and brag to Uncle Finn about that?
Oh yeah.
Are you keeping the pot too?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I threw mine down in the sand and just put some sand over it. My foot.
That never happened.
Nobody can see it.
Okay.
If the pot's good enough, we can keep it for cooking.
Yeah, that's why Kira's keeping hers.
I think they're not particularly great.
Yeah.
They're probably just like rusty cast iron stuff.
We can scour with sand to get rid of the rust.
There you go. There you go. You can restore. Hey, you're an artisan.
I am
You
an
can
artisan.
restore
I will
them.
restore this pan. Fix it.
Season it. Is there anything you would like to do before heading into the tunnel?
I give the general salute.
The general winces uncomfortably.
I think while they're like getting the animals and like getting ready to go down, Lamb would go over to Danjon and just be like,
You okay?
Mm,
I mean, physically you look terrible, but I mean
yeah.
the emotional part.
I think he just sort of like nods.
You know, it's really just better to be honest and just to get all your cards on the table. So if you're feeling bad, you can tell me. I won't tell anyone else if you don't want anyone else to know.
Yeah, I'm usually like joking around and stuff all the time, but felt like whoever that was, he went easy on us, and I don't know. It was kind of a close call there. When we were back at the City of Blossoms, I thought, taking the amulet would be fun. I guess I just wasn't prepared for that.
I think that's probably my fault, because I should have told you that it can be really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really fun last time, but we had a lot of scary moments too. And there are people who don't want the amulet to make it.
No kidding. Anyway, I'll be okay. I'm just kind of processing.
I really don't like that guy because I think he was judging us. And he thinks that we're weak.
Yeah, I got that from him too.
But we're not weak.
I feel kind of weak right now, to be honest.
I mean, me too, a little bit, but we're a good team.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make it. And we're just gonna keep getting better and better and better. And then the next time he comes back, we're gonna kick him right in the face.
Mm-hmm. I hope Mule's not mad at me.
Mule's mad at somebody all the time forever.
I guess so. I just want him to like me. How'd you get him to do that?
I stopped trying. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I like you, so
Oh, thanks. I like you too.
I'm glad you joined our team.
Me too.
And even if Mule didn't like the bugs, I loved it.
I love bugs. And like a cicada like lands on his face. If he says it. Yeah.
But if you ever need to talk to somebody, you can always talk to me. It doesn't seem like I'm a good secret keeper, but I am.
Okay. I'll trust you on that one, Lamb.
First way to Keith.
Hey, Lamb.
Yeah,
Thanks for listening.
you're welcome.
Okay. The general and the captain will see you off, or no longer the general. Just a hobnecko goblin named Konton. And another Neko goblin named Tsume, no longer a captain. Konton will walk up to you, Mjol. Thank you for lying to me, but not hurting me.
Of course.
You helped me, but I think you helped your friends when they needed you. And I think maybe that's what it means to be a leader. So I'm going to remember this. He holds out a paw.
He takes it with more than courtesy this time. It's genuine.
You may not be a demon prince, but you are powerful. And your friends are lucky to have you.
I don't know if they think so sometimes, but thank you.
Well, I think if you gave them a chance to tell you, they probably would. And he smiles back toward Tsume. You know, if you pay attention.
Right.
Very well. He sort of reflexively salutes and then stops himself.
Mjol will do kind of a salute. It's a noble thing.
Mm-hmm. Farewell. Helbinga. Awkwardly walks away. Traveling the tunnel is much easier than walking the scorching desert above. The air is cool and slightly damp, and the ground beneath your feet is blessedly firm. It is going to take you some time, though, so I would like you to all roll travel checks.
Okay. Kiro's pushing for double time. Like, we've lost time, guys. You know, we did our time in the service, but now we gotta, like, do double time to get this amulet there.
God, please tell me she's not like singing cadence chants or something.
She totally is.
Oh no.
I
Danton's
don't
being
know, but
quiet.
I've been told.
Jesus.
This amulet is really old.
Summer, let's
I
go.
don't- Do my like deserty mods apply anymore or no?
No.
Okay. So
Are we
take
in
out
a
the 3.
rocky
Okay.
terrain because
We
we're
are
on
not.
top?
All right. Let's see. Pass. And Lamb. Who are you?
I know. I don't know. I've lost myself in this desert.
So Kiro and Danjin are fine. Lamb and Mule, you both need to reduce your HP by half.
That's fine.
It's fine.
And I think we see Kiro
Wait,
leading
what
the
was the-
charge.
What was the
The
target
difficulty
number?
was 6.
Oh.
So we see Kiro like leading the charge, being like, "Let's go, keep pace." Yep, and maybe Danjin sort of like
Summer, 3,
just,
4, let's
like
go.
reflexively following behind her.
Did we bring our lizards with us?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know if there's enough vertical clearance for you to like be riding Sebastian, but there's enough horizontal clearance that you can.
I'm just leaning on him. I think that I've got some support.
Okay. And then Lamb and Mule, you're sort of lagging behind. Are you both just tired, or what's the haps?
I mean, I imagine that this experience, like touching the amulet and like feeling that like intense rage, is extremely draining. So I think she's just like emotionally and physically exhausted from just the toll of using the amulet twice in like less than 24
2 days,
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mule is keeping an eye on Lamb. He's lagging probably behind even her by a few paces. And just observing slightly.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Mule? Because you've never seen Lamb anything but like you saw her scared once, right? When y'all almost died to Aishma, but other than that, you've pretty much only ever seen Lamb like happy or mildly irritated at Tom.
Yes.
But you've never seen like angry Lamb except these 2 times now, twice in a row. How are you feeling?
I think because, well, he's observant and smarty smart, especially about magic. He has the strongest of suspicions. It's the amulet at work. Because she's had it both times. He's trying to figure that out.
Okay.
While just like all along watching, and I think he's got Giddy sort of down, keeping pace with him, and he's just occasionally absent-mindedly just like reaching down to pet the geep as he's thinking about this and watching.
Like
her,
every time you pet Giddy, you get a little
Yep.
And Lamb, I think you can notice Mule is like keeping an eye on you. Do you say anything or do you let it go?
She just kind of looks back at him as like,
I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah.
What was that with the amulet then?
It's just mad.
Okay.
And just kind of, makes me madder than I was before.
You have a gift for understatement sometimes.
I mean, I don't really have control over it.
Yeah, and that's the part that worries me.
Well, hopefully I won't have to use it again.
Be careful.
You know, as much as it kind of sucks this time around using it, it's probably better me than any of you.
That doesn't make much of a difference, but I'm gonna keep an eye on you, all right?
Okay, I promise I'm fine.
Well, when we get a chance to camp, I'm gonna check and make sure.
That I'm not possessed.
No! That it doesn't have any lasting side effects.
That I'm not angry all the time, forever.
Clearly that's not the case.
Well, what side effect would it have?
I'll have to determine that after I get a look at you.
You know what? If it just makes me punch real good forever, then I'm okay with it.
Magic's not always straightforward like that. There could be something that you're just not seeing yet. You have to be careful.
I'm being very careful. It's back in its box. It's cozy home.
Try to keep it there. All right?
I can't help when it gets all angry and tense. And we needed its help.
Yeah.
I punched the curse into a billion pieces.
Giddy. Nah.
It's like, yeah, Mom! Well, we can probably look forward to more of him. He was testing us.
Yeah, I know. By the way, you should just, try, 5% harder to be nicer to Danjin.
I'm going to have a talk with him.
I
about how to
really
use
feel
magic
like
properly.
I'm not asking very much. 5% is a low amount.
I don't think he understands how serious this is.
I think he does. If you just trusted him a little bit more, talk to him like he's smart, because he is. He's on this trip same as you. And he's better than you at some things.
Of course, everyone is.
So, just treat him like he's an equal. With 5% nicerness.
He glances up ahead to where the other two are. That emoji is absolutely correct.
Equal? Huh?
Not computing. What do you mean by nicer?
I want to see it.
He has a few things he needs to learn.
You do too.
I know.
So be nicer.
Giddy sort of
Listen.
bumps against Mule's hip.
To the master.
You too, huh?
He just kind of scratches Giddy on the head.
Just
Anyway.
say, yes, Lamb. I will be 5% nicer to Danjin. That's all I need to hear.
Fine.
The whole thing, please.
5% is such an arbitrary number.
Do you want me to raise the number?
No.
Okay.
Fine, I'll be 5% nicer, whatever that means.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna be looking for it.
Of course you will. I still need to have a talk with him about how to use magic properly and consider.
Okay, well, make that
situation.
conversation 5% nicer than it was gonna be.
Giddy will bleat. And I think we can cut the scene there. It takes several hours to reach the end of the tunnel. Slightly less tense, perhaps? Maybe more tense? It's hard to tell. Where a set of aged stone steps climb out into the light of the sun. You ascend into a small ruin, only a single crumbling pillar marking its place, and feel the weight of the desert heat press against you. But there, less than a kilometer away, is the edge of the desert. And standing watch, you see a small rickety tower surrounded by a bustling village of vibrant tents. Outpost East. And that is where we are going to end our episode tonight. So, goodness, thank you all so much for this knockout episode. This is our first of weekly episodes. So rather than being back in 2 weeks, we will be back in 1. So let's go around, do some outros, and then actually have a little bit of a teaser for our next episode to give you once we have done our outro. So make sure to stick around. But first, our amazing demon prince, the king of lies, bringer of the 7 heroes.
Yep.
Jess, where can people find you?
That sure was a lot that he did.
Yeah.
That was weird. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at Little Cup of Joe. I run a few RPG shows on my own channel, and I hang out here. I do some stuff on Encounter, roleplay. I think that's pretty much everything I'm doing this season. And I play Odeme games on the weekends usually, and sometimes do art streams. And yeah, that's pretty much the size of it. Yay.
Hell yeah. Be sure to follow her on Twitter, because she also tweets things. Summer.
Cat pictures mostly.
I mean,
And stuff.
that's a selling point right there.
Yes.
If you didn't get enough cats tonight, there are more on Twitter. Summer, our angry Saiyan. How are you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That's the easiest place. I also have a channel here on Twitch, off_the_table, where we play a bunch of different games. We'll be there tomorrow with our session 0 of Alas for the Awful Sea, which is going to be really, really good. We're going to be drawing islands. It's going to be fun.
Oh boy. Yay! I can't wait.
Roll 20 art, right? Am I right? We all love it. So good.
Oh, my soul. I'll be on that, by the way.
Yes, Dylan will be
So
there.
you
It's going to be very good.
Could use draw pile.
Jess is like, you could use anything else.
No, this is what I want, and this is what I need.
Oh, no. Jolie saved me.
It's going to be fine. It's just rough. It's just a rough draft of what's
Okay.
going to be.
All right. Jolie saved me from that terror. Where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Jolie, Jolie Olio on Twitter. I'm here every Sunday now, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm also on Off the Table on Tuesdays at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern, playing Urban Shadows. And
Yes,
it
yes,
is
yes.
super fun, and I can't wait for Tuesday to see what happens. I'm in so much trouble already.
Yes, you are.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Or-
got in trouble real quick.
Or, oh, yes? That's the point,
Oh,
right?
wait.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Oh
point.
yeah, I'm into it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And last but absolutely not least, Kiro, the most dedicated member of the
Yes.
party.
Yes.
Lindy, where can people find you?
I feel like Kira's time in the military really had an effect on her. It may have changed her a little bit, so we'll see how that plays into future episodes.
For 3 hours in the military.
Yes, she took it very seriously. I mean, drafts are serious business. But you can find me way less serious on the internet at LaughLoveLindy and the Twitches and the Twitters and all that good stuff. I play in /DM about a dozen or so tabletop RPGs currently. So, ones of note, I guess, this week, you should definitely check out Tuesday on Encounter Roleplay from 5 to 8 Eastern, where I play with Jess. Well, actually, I DM Jess on Beyond the Mountains of Madness, a Call of Cthulhu campaign where they're headed to Antarctica, where only horrible things await them. And then an hour after that, I DM Ravenloft on my channel. And starting this week, starting a series on my channel called mini monthly modules, where I'm trying to showcase lesser known tabletop RPGs and that kind of thing. So this month is Mouse Guard, and we're gonna have Super Robot Bear DMing, and it's gonna be super awesome because he's amazing, and I'm gonna learn how to be a mouse. So that's gonna be Friday from 3 to 6 Eastern in the afternoon.
Hey, that is you.
He's so excited.
That you, Ethan.
Gonna be awesome.
Hello. You're on my channel. I'm Dylan, aka Anarsis. You can find me here frequently, perhaps too frequently, who knows. You can also find me on Twitter and YouTube. All of the places are Anarsis. Super convenient. I will be back here on Tuesday with Roll Plus Mod, which is my Dungeons & Dragons game that I am running with Sir Lucian and PP Plays Inside and Nox Noctua and Starladay, who is our newest member that we are adding this week. We did character creation last week, and I don't want to spoil too much, but she's playing a Tabaxi Bard, and I cannot wait. We're running through Tomb of Annihilation on that show, and we'll be back at 6 Pacific. We're doing a similar thing that we did with the show, where it's going to 3 hours down from 4 and starting at 6. So some of my graphics aren't updated. Sorry, I will fix that ASAP. But there's that. Also, on the upcoming Saturday will be the next episode of From Dust, which we cliffhangered on an army of the undead. So I
literally forgot about that. You said that just now.
Yep.
Good luck, y'all.
Yeah, it was group therapy session, looting an abandoned town, army of the dead. That was the sequence for the end of our episode. It was great. So we'll see how the party does with that. I have no idea what they're gonna do, so I'm excited to find out. And then of course, that Sunday we will be back with episode 12 of this, where we will get to see Outpost East and close quite possibly the last leg of their journey to the City of Sun. So my last 2 things that I want to shout out are, 1, I have a Patreon where you can support this show and every other creative work that I do. I'm an independent creator. My day job is freelancing. I do not have a boss. I have these creative things, and I would love to transition more of my time from freelancing to this. And my Patreon exists to enable that. So if you like what I do and you have $1 or $2 to spare on the monthly, consider dropping it there, especially because all rewards go to everyone. It is not locked to specific tiers. It's not even locked to people who are pledging, because I know what it's like to be a large part of a community and to be putting in time and emotional labor and all that, but not have the money to, put into it. And so I respect and recognize that effort and would like to give back to everybody, regardless of their financial situation. So the rewards for the Patreon are set up on a goals basis, where as all of the funds reach certain goals, I make rewards for everybody. And we're just about halfway, or I think at or a little over halfway to our first goal, which will have me doing giveaways every month of my maps and token borders. So if you want some RPG goodies, take a look at that. And the last thing I'll point out is that I don't have a visual solution for the RPG streams yet to show where we're at on the goal, but I have a bit goal that is running now. It's not monthly, it's not timed, it's when we hit it, we hit it. But when that bit goal is fulfilled, and I think after tonight we're over 10% of the way there, when we hit that goal, I will be running a bonus one-shot, and every time we hit that goal, I will refresh the one-shot so we get to play a lot of different systems. But the first system that we have up on the docket is Monster of the Week. So I am super stoked to try that out. When we hit that, I will be getting a cast together, and the big difference between, like, why would I do bits instead of a donation or like a sub or like a Patreon is when I get the casts for these one-shots together, part of that money will be going to paying them for their time, because I would like to do that as often as possible. So I've set up this specific thing. So if you like the people that you see on this stream, on my other streams, if you enjoy the stuff that they do and would like to give back to them, one, most of them have Twitch channels, and why are you not subscribed and giving them bits? But two, if you would like to drop bits here during shows, it will be going toward that. So, speaking of which, Kit, thank you for the bits. I want to do some other shout outs to, holy crap. Jesus, tonight was crazy. Many hosts from many people. Some bits from TVM and Grant R. Ellis. Thank you, Grant. You're amazing. Some raids. Jesus, Gemsong gifted like 6 subs tonight to people. Yeah. And Grant just pledged to the Patreon. Thank you so much. All of you are amazing. All of you do awesome things and enable me to do awesome things. So thank you so much. But I can't end this on a positive note.
Of course not.
So, after our credits, when we get the next time on for our anime, we see Vidhatu stride into a dark onyx room. And we see Aishma step out of the shadows into the firelight. You let them go? What were you thinking? Calm down, brother. I had to give them at least a chance. We'll get them. And we see a third figure, the blue-skinned Varun, step into the firelight. Now. Stay calm, both of you. It'll be fine. After all, we just need to get the amulet before they reach the temple, right? And then we cut. We will be back in exactly 1 week at 6 p.m. for episode 12. But most importantly, have an amazing rest of your night. Good night.